Hello, everybody, and welcome to this close to Christmas stream. Um, Today we're doing something funky, just like last stream, but maybe even funkier. We're gonna be brewing a neutral runner. Um, what's it called again? Nova and Impetus or something. So let's get the standard ones. Catalyst, Nova, Entomia, Catalyst, and Impetus. Yeah. So this one allows us to have 40 cards in our deck, infinite influence, but we can only have one copy of a card. No multi-copy cards. So this is, I guess, kind of the replacement for the mini factions in the game. We used to have Adam, Apex, Sunny, of course. And these were all pretty unique. And then they had a lot of influence to play around with. So I thought these were cooler than what we have now in the neutral ID. These all had like their own flavor, even some cards of their own, then a lot of influence to play with to make it so they're sort of like this neutral ID where they can import a lot of stuff from the other factions, but they can be more consistent and they have more of a theme. So we had Apex, Adam, and Sunny. This is kind of the replacement for that, allowing people to play around with combos that you normally couldn't do. Oh, I need water for sure. Hold up a second. All right. Yeah. Yes. So yeah. So this neutral ID is like there is no theme there, like with the old mini factions. It's just a big sandbox. So you can literally do, or you can try anything you want with this. Maybe you can't actually do anything you want with it because it is quite limiting that you can only include one copy of any card. But you do have access to every single runner card that isn't banned. So that is a big plus. It means we can, in theory, assemble the strongest rig. We have access to all of the strongest cards. Although we can't play them consistently because it's always a one-off. But we can fill our deck with all of the strong cards in the game. And we are a 40-card deck, so it makes it a little bit easier to find those cards. But of course, the downside of not having multiple copies of cards and not having a special ability associated with our identity is a big setback, because everybody else, they start with something that gives them extra momentum right from the get-go. Like Hoshiko gets to flip to gain 2 credits. I guess effectively because you lose a credit and a card next turn, you essentially get a credit and a card when Hoshiko flips. So it's hard to compete with that. Hey Sat, what's up? Yeah, not much. I'm looking forward to brewing this stuff because I feel like, and we're gonna be brewing it together. So I'll be going through my thought process, and anyone can chime in if they want to. But the attempt is going to be to, we're gonna try to create the strongest possible deck we can with this ID, which is a challenge. Oh, and Fleming is here. What's up? Are you are you working right now on the train? Yeah. So we have to compensate somehow for the fact that we don't really have an ID. We're gonna have to let the quality of our cards compensate for the lack of an identity ability. Okay, so all that in mind, how do we approach building a deck like this? There's multiple ways. You could start adding all the obvious stuff, like good money and draw cards, good drip cards in the game. We can think about what kind of breaker suite do we want? What's the strongest breaker suite? So one thing I wanted to try. So I think these are all good ideas, and then you want some kind of multi-access. You want maybe strategies to deal with the different stuff. So that would be like you might want something to not die to kill decks. That could be like punitive and I guess NEH kill. It could be something to deal with tags, something to deal with very very rushy decks, and something to make sure you don't lose to Glacier. So I think my rough idea is, in order to not lose to Glacier, we want a nice endgame rig. So we want good breakers. In order to deal with tags, we want a few nice cards like maybe Hannah, maybe Stone Ship to not die to tag kill. We could play like No Free Lunch potentially. Then not dying to kill is like Chart Room. We can play the Class Act. We can play a copy of Steelskin Scarring. So we have a few of the cards that help us not die in those matchups. Anicam is another potential thing against kill stuff. We're allowed to play one copy of that. Yeah, and to rushy decks, we got to make sure we have enough ways to get in early. Like we could play Boomerang, Bankar, stuff like that. And we can play against asset decks. We can play cards like Miss Bones and Hannah. So some of these cards overlap in terms of their utility. So let's start somewhere. I'm gonna start with Breaker Suite. So the most ambitious thing we can do is try the Breaker Suite that's the strongest once it's established, which I would argue is the Buzzsaw, Cleaver, and then there's a question if you go Carmen or not, because you could go Carmen, you can go Echelon. I'm gonna go Carmen because I feel like Carmen is better than Echelon, except that breaking drafter. Yes, let's go with Carmen. And then my idea was to, this is not the card. Let's change the collection to standard. Turbine is what we're looking for. So something like this, like the lat decks I've been playing and a lot of people have been playing. You can get this Turbine rig with Buzzsaw, Cleaver, and it is pretty strong once you have it rolling. And we can also have a leech to like supplement this plan. So in my Worlds deck, I played Unity instead of Buzzsaw, and then just the one leech to like supplement my breaking capabilities. And that worked pretty well, but I also had Bankar to back us up, which is something we could consider here. Kagglescab says, nope, I'm enjoying a cup of coffee after my morning 10-kilometer walk. Oh, that sounds very healthy. I was climbing earlier today, which was a pretty nice session, but I felt kind of, I don't know, I wasn't completely satisfied. Like there were a couple of hard problems that I couldn't do, so maybe next time. But I guess we both had the healthy doing something physical in the morning before doing all the Netrunner stuff. But yeah, so this is all the so this is the rig that we want. You could make it you could make the rig more like if you want to make this rig a little less reliant on having the extra strength, you could do what I did for Worlds and play Unity instead of Buzzsaw. So that's a consideration, because Unity Ferris arguably it fares better than Buzzsaw when there's no like boosting, but that's I mean, Unity also costs more to boost when you don't have all your breakers out, so there's some element of wanting to get all your rig pieces out, but it's still like it can deal with Valentine and stuff like that better than Buzzsaw can. Although Buzzsaw deals well with a lot of ice. Yes. Siat says you might want both Carmen and Echelon. So my idea, at least, which I'm gonna follow it up with, is like, okay, how do we actually find our pieces? So we're gonna need draw, but we also have tutoring capabilities. Like we can steal mutual favor from the Crim faction, and I want to, basically not have so much redundancy in terms of. Actually, I don't even know if you go SMC because. This is another thing. How much memory do you do you decide to go for? I think one of the most broken cards is Hermes, but that only gives us one memory, and that's only a one-off. So we could play one Hermes and one Anicam, so one of each. If we somehow get both, I guess we install the one that's best for the matchup, and otherwise we just install the one that's we got, I suppose. Something like this kind of lean. So anyway, I want to try to not have too many copies of the same breaker type, because it will, in my mind, it will just create more dead draws. But I guess, I suppose if we play something like Bankar, maybe the dead draws don't matter as much, and we're more okay with playing a bunch of different stuff. That could be an idea, is to not try to get this specific rig, but to have like you could have an Echelon and a Unity, something like that. Then you would still have to get the Cleaver. Maybe you can get like an extra Fracture too. That way you play it more the Anarch style, where you're not tutoring your breakers, you just have extra copies of them, and then I guess you trash the extra copies or something. But I guess let's try this initially, where you only have one copy, and then you try to tutor out the pieces that you want or that you're missing. Okay, so now we have something for consoles. I think Hermes helps a lot against Rush. Anakim can help a bit against Kill. Kekoscap says, why don't you start with Econ and Draw, then think about the other stuff after that? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think my breaking plan will be somewhat like independent from the draw and the econ, but we'll see, because I think that's where we're gonna what we're gonna do now is add the draw and the econ. So one obvious candidate is Diesel for draw. I think moshing is good here too. If there's cards that end up being dead in our matchup, then there's like other obvious cards like Sure Gamble, Dirty Laundry, Bravado is a good one. What else can we play? I guess you can play like Raindrops Cut Stone. Maybe. Creative Commission is a good one. And something that I want to add right off the bat, because I already know I want to do this, is I want to play Mamie. I might change my mind on this, but let's try Mamie and Paladin. And actually, I'm not liking this SMC. Maybe I'll try maybe I'll try something closer to Siat's idea. Maybe Unity and Echelon or something. But I want this drip because like this drip is some of the best stuff that's available in the game. Fermenter is one of the best econ cards, so let's play that too. Liberated Account is usually good. Daily Cast is another econ card that's usually good. You could play Wildcat, but I always find it to be so meh. Like, if that makes sense. I I want to get like the most obvious cards. So like Doof is a really good card. We can play that. And then like that's a 5 influence card that we get for free. Boomerang. You could play like what's that one? Katorga Breakout to kind of justify the Mamie, and like I'm not sure it's a great idea, but it could get back Doof. Although, is there anything else that we would do with it? Oh, there's another consideration is, oh yeah, we want Steelskin Scarring. And I think we want the prize. Oh, not the prize, actually. It's Strike Fund is what I'm thinking about. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere with this. I was thinking Bank R2. And if since we have this drip, we can play Twinning. And I wanted Miss Bones for assets and Hannah for tags. Okay, so we're we're starting to get a list rolling here. Chat says, yeah, for sure. For the programs, you can do both SMC and then a go load type backup if you run Ma. Makua is also an option for a lean suite. Yeah, it's just I'm trying to create a rig that's like for the I want it to be very efficient once it's rolling is what I'm trying to do. Makua doesn't quite fit into that plan. Also because I don't expect to be running a lot. I expect this to be like I do kind of surgical strikes, where it's like I sit back on the drip, and then when I absolutely have to, I go for a run. Or maybe if it's like I can do a value doof run, that seems good too. So maybe something like, in terms of multi-access, do we play something like Wake Implant as well, maybe? I could see that being good. I'm trying to think of other strong events as well. We can add the Wake Implant for now. And this, with the one-us, these lists become such a mess. Yeah, I mean, so because of the memory problems, let's try without SMC, and let's just be like on one Unity and one Echelon, I guess, and see how this works. Just because I don't like that the SMC is going to take up 2 memory slots, I think it's going to be awkward for us in a lot of situation. Gallagher says prepaid voice pad ? So my thing with prepaid is you want a lot of events that cost money to play that, and we have quite a few, but we also have Mamie already, which is, I would say, just better than prepaid. And I'm already worried about Mamie not having enough food in our deck, because like Mutual Favor doesn't even cost cash, and not Diesel either. So we have like 10 events that actually cost money. Maybe we play like Overclock. Abaya bands could be something. Yeah. So that's why I'm not really considering prepaid voice pad. Because I would say it's just more awkward than Mamie, and maybe it's already kind of hard to use. Gala says we don't have a lot of feed twinning. Well, in my experience, you don't actually need that much. Like in Saga's Worlds winning Hoshiko, there was only, I think, 1 Missed Bones, 1 Paladin, and 1 Mamie. Which seems like not enough, but apparently it was. Like, we kind of just need 1 companion that we can trigger semi-often. We also got to remember that we only have 1 copy of the twinning, so like, how much can we build our deck around twinning? I think we have enough. I think we have enough to trigger it. But in terms of money events, oh yeah, so Sia says we need a lot more draw, which is totally true. So maybe, I mean, you could play Vorcation as Kagoskab said, but I find usually that just makes us overdraw. Maybe we could play Joyride. is that an idea? Because then we kind of have Doof to make them. Doof makes them want to ice HQ. Joyride makes them want to ice R&D. How many twinning triggers are enough to play it? I mean, if you can charge twinning, I'd say already at 2 charges, it's kind of better than a Maker's Eye or a Legwork. So, yeah, you don't need a lot of charges to justify the twinning, I feel like. But like if you can get to 4, I feel like you've definitely already justified twinning. Andrea says, hi there, nice to catch the stream. Nice to see you. TCA and Nuka are better, I think. TCA, I'm drawing a blank. What's TCA? Nuka, sure, Nuka is good. Yes, let's play Nuka. Oh, the class act. Yeah, the class act, I would say the filtering is great and it saves us from dying to punitive, which is cool. Do we have enough, like, maybe we still play Earthrise? I'm wondering if we have enough, yeah, I don't know that we should be playing Joyride or Katorga. We could play Career Fair if we have enough. Oh yeah, DJ Fenris is of course really nice in Nova because we have access to like all the options. So we can go Lou to deal with assets. We can get Steve to just recur cards. We can get Sable for extra clicks, although we probably don't need that. Yeah. I'm trying to think if we need more multi-access. And also, I don't know if Joyride is good here or not. Because typically it hasn't been that great. So we have Dailycast, Fenris, Earthrise at least for now. So 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. So Career Fair seems like a decent pick. On the same note, I guess we could play Rigging Up has 6 targets too. By that logic, we could we could try that if we don't think come up with anything better. Well, actually, it has more targets because you can get Anakim out with full value, or something else for less than full value. Yeah, so we could add Conduit, but to see out, but like, how do we? It seems like it doesn't really fit into our deck. Kagoskab asks, do we have enough econ? That's a good question. We have these 2 drip cards. I mean, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is Doof an econ card? I guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are kind of econ cards. 11, 12, 13. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we cut the cute stuff like Joyride, Katorga. What other econ cards are good? Yeah, to Andrea, I had SMC in it, like in an earlier version of this brewing session, but my problem is we're going for a 5 memory rig, and I find oftentimes in those you end up in a situation where SMC is like you can't install it comfortably. Overclock maybe. Yeah, it's quite a tricky. Let's just go through some of the cards from the other factions, see what. Actually, build script seems like a decent card, right? I guess it's fair to worry that. Yeah, I feel like it's fair to worry that Mamie is not going to have enough. Telework is an option, but I don't like telework. I only play it in. I feel like I play it in shape because I have to. Okay, let's see if we're missing anything here. Like, if it's econ we're thinking about. So we have 40 cards right now. We could. I mean, we could try this and see how bad it is. Man, this is difficult. Are we missing any obvious cards? There's like Carpe Diem and stuff like that. Carpe Diem is not. It's not half bad, right? Like worst case, it's. I mean, we're kind of desperate anyway, right? Yeah, I could just try it, but it's nice to think of all the available options, where I feel we kind of forget about them. But yeah, Carpe Diem is there's potential. Yeah, I feel like yeah, yeah. Let's try this, see how clunky it feels, and then adjust. Okay. We're calling this chaotic neutral. And if we win games with this, we'll celebrate every time. Emergent creativity. I guess that one is still legal. That one is, yeah, it's legal. Yeah, that seems nice. It works with Mamie. And we have like extra programs sometimes. Let's try it. Oh yeah, actually, there's a card I wanted to try, Logic Bomb. Because it's free. So now we have to cut stuff. I'm gonna cut Overclock. We can keep in mind. Actually, I'm gonna write these down. So Carpe Diem and Overclock are cards that maybe we want to add back into the deck. Do we cut Katorga? Yeah, let's cut Katorga for now, because it's mostly just cute. Okay, so this will be our deck, and I'm gonna add this back into. All right, actually, okay, we're gonna add it to chaotic neutral. That was a good suggestion. I feel emergency creativity. No, emergent creativity. That seems like a nice pick. Give Mamie something to do. Give us something to do with the extra programs that we have. What am I doing? Nova something. Nova in. Let's pronounce this. Nova Initiumia. Cool. Okay. So we have a deck filled with one-offs. This is going to be beautiful. Galahar says, do you or did you play D&D come up with this deck name? The answer is technically no. I didn't play D&D, but I did play Baldur's Gate when I was a kid. 1 and 2, where you had the alignments from D&D. It was playing with the rule sets. So that's that's where it came from, yeah. And I'm currently playing Baldur's Gate 3, of course, which is, I mean, fucking amazing. Let's be real. Andrea says, yeah, the cool minifaction stuff that are usually too influence heavy. Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the really nice things with this idea is like you can kind of cram a lot of cards together in a deck that you couldn't normally do. Unfortunately, like it feels a little too limiting, but it's still fun to play around with. Now let's see if someone actually joins our game. But yeah, we have. So in theory, like we have a nice rig if we get it rolling. We have some of the best econ cards in the game. Like we have the drip that is really strong. But maybe we don't have enough of the econ cards. Here's my buddy Armin. He's part of my testing group. So do we keep this? It doesn't seem that bad. Like we could raindrops server, get enough money to click the Liberated down, and then potentially Joyride later. But it's also not the greatest hand. Like the optimal hand is like getting the drip rolling first. But we can't really count on that. So as long as the hand isn't too clunky, I guess we keep. So this will be fun. Siat says the variance of this deck is probably too wild, although it's still heaps better than Ampere. Yes, I think that's basically it. So I guess I could die to Sisentan here. Do we just risk it? Is that what we do? Maybe we draw one time, then raindrops. Nah, that weakens the play so much. Let's just risk dying. I'm totally okay with this. Palisade. Huh. That's totally fine. Ooh, Career Fur is nice too. So we don't win the Joy right now because then we'll overdraw. So let's just click this down. And we have a really nice setup for next turn. If R&D is still open, then we can leech Joyride. Yeah, come on. Please. Don't stream snipe. Don't ice R&D. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, this is beautiful. Good thing we had a Joyride in the deck, I guess. Vovo. We paid 2. Yeah, this deck is clearly OP. Okay, so we don't want to trash this guy, right? We can't afford just trashing random shit. I mean, I don't like giving him Vovo, but still. I think we have to be okay with that. So then what? We can Carmen, we can... Yeah, if only my ID wasn't blank. That's the one issue we're running into here. Yeah, so let's not trash it. So I could mutual favor here. but it seems smarter to wait until I know exactly what I need. Maybe I can Carmen. Like Carmen Sure Gamble? Or just Carmen and then still get the breaker? No, I guess we keep this. It's nice to have that tutor ability. Okay. So we know he's drawing Volvo now. Like so far, not doing too bad with this. Okay. Just clicking it down, icing R&D. The icing after the fact, because our joyride is already spent. Ooh, Mamie, nice. That's the drip we want. So we just draw. Ooh, oh my god. Okay. Now we're basically Hoshiko, guys. This is this is great. So what we have realized so far is that this ID is imba and needs to be nerfed. Ooh, that could be the Volvo that he's moving into server 1. Just is rigged. Yeah, I may have done some funky shuffling. Only the pros know how to do it. Oh, okay. So if only DreamNet wasn't banned. Yeah, exactly. I forgot to talk about this. I was gonna do a small rant about how, you know, innocents were hurt by the banning of DreamNet, because this deck is like sorely needs a card like that. You know, why punish this ID? This is why we need like we need the restricted list back, so that we can have like you cannot include Hoshiko and the oh, interesting. So that you cannot include Hoshiko and DreamNet in the same deck, but everyone else still gets to use it. That would be cool, in my opinion. Okay. So what's happening? We're getting scored out on. But we do have Hermes. And we do have Boomerang. So if we go Hermes, Boomerang on the Palisade, Logic Bomb, Laundry this server. That works, I guess. Let's hope so. Hermes, Logic Bomb, Boomerang, Laundry server 1, YOLO. Tatubola. That's not exactly what you want to be logic bombing, but I guess in this situation, ooh, actually, if we do that, I guess he can install something. But maybe I don't. No, actually, I can Hermes that. That's really cool. Okay, let's let's try. I'm really hoping that this is an agenda. Yeah, it could just be an NGO, of course, and then we're in dire straits, as they say. Yeah, it's an NGO. We get to trash the Volvo at least. Shuffle this back. Oh, it's Rashida. Yeah, it's still annoying. We have our console rolling though. Yeah, I would have kind of... I did expect the agenda because that was a position where it looked like we might not necessarily be able to get in. Although if this is a glacier list, they can take their sweet time with scoring. Banker might not be as good in this matchup because Jinteki has a lot of ice that they have a lot of ice that with a lot of subroutines. Maybe not in this deck though. But I'm considering installing the Wake Implant. Losing the Anachem and the Banker is fine. We don't want to lose the Mutual Favor, but risk of that isn't that high. So let's just play it. Oh, and of course we lose the Mutual Favor. Okay, great. So we draw. Emergent Creativity, Turbine. Emergent Creativity is pretty great because we can trash Anachem. And we already have the Leech, so we might not need the Turbine right now. And Creative Commission, pretty cool. Okay, yeah. Hey there, Harald. What's up? So I mean, this rig is not half bad. If we just get all our breakers out, then we might be in a decent spot. Okay, so is this the agenda for real now? I'm not really in a position to punish this. This score attempt. Because I don't have all the breakers. So I think I'm actually going to do nothing about it. But we can draw. Earthrise is nice. Some more draw. The DJ, what could we get? Quetzal is kind of cool against Palisade, actually. And Tatabola. So it kind of gets us through the barriers in this deck, perhaps. But I still think right now we want the draw. Buzzsaw. Okay, so now we have the ability to get Buzzsaw and Cleaver with Emergent Creativity. So let's do that. Earthrise. And Buzzsaw. So this could be... I think if I remember his list correctly, he plays Send a Message. And maybe Bacterial. But the deck... Like, he might not be playing the most meta deck, but our deck doesn't feel that bad. Just score. Oh, and he gets to rest with this before we bounce any ice. We bounce on HQ because we can farm it for wake counters. That seems good. Miss Bone seems unnecessary in this matchup. So I'm gonna treasure. And I feel like I should use this moment to get a leech counters and wake counters. So I'm running HQ. Yeah. We get wake triggers and we get bleach triggers. So let's see, Sadaka Tatubolo. Tatu. Send a message. Very good. And we get to bounce before the res. We can bounce the other ice on R&D maybe. We have the potential to go for a full-on R&D dig here actually. We can just bounce this. Announce it's just 3. Although I guess Mamie would just let Mamie trash a random card. It's okay. Although we kind of want to force the shuffle back before we go for a dig. So do we run the Spin Doctor here? Tell him I'm thinking. Yeah, because we can... I feel like there's gonna be 2 agendas in archives. 100%. But there might also be Mavers and then we lose the leech counters. So running the spin seems more prudent. And we can't do much about Mamie this turn anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because random card from hand, yes. Oh, and we get cards. That's kind of cool. So now we have... Yeah, we could do creativity for the turbine actually, and just play the cleaver. Normally we have a pretty sick rig. It's not half bad. Oh, icing HQ. Yeah, I guess just to stop the farming. But so let's see. We got Paladin, Mamie, Earthrise. We actually don't need to draw that much right now. I guess twinning is like the one card, but yeah, Nuka is not needed. So we could spend this turn just getting rid of all these counters. And hey, Leopold, by the way. Watch out for Mamie, he says. Anik and probably acceptable losses. Yeah. We can moshing... Echelon, Strike Fund, Bankar. But we might draw the turbine and we actually want to play this creativity. So let's do that first. 1, 2. This one we trash. We want to keep the rest of them. So we get turbine. We can pay one of those from the Paladin. And I guess we're moshing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, now we have twinning. So we could twinning now. And then next turn we can install Cleaver to get the twinning counter. Seems pretty good. Yeah, this is the Doom rig. I think we're in a winning spot now. And with that, let's get water. It's weird. It's kind of feels like playing Hoshiko, but you're also Crim or something. Leopold says never punished. Boomerang will be infinite twinning too. Yes, exactly. That's the dex too from Worlds. So it's nice to see like how we can have all these things. Although you sort of have to assemble them on the fly. Bam. Oh, Bravado is a cool card right now. Oh, maybe Delicass isn't the right pick. Maybe I can go Steve and start recurring stuff. But Cleaver and then Bravado HQ here seems pretty good. To not have the Mamie die. Or Bravado R&D. I do have 13 credits, so I should be able to break whatever's in the way. He says the rig is scary. I would agree. Nova clearly needs a nerf. Yeah, maybe just Bravado R&D, I guess. Like Anansi's 3, everything else is probably like 0 to break. So let's try it. Oh. Oh, there's Anemone. I wasn't thinking about that. Is there another Anemone? If I die to some bullshit here, that's gonna be okay. How much do we spend on this side game? How badly do we not want to encounter an Anansi? Okay. I mean, probably he would spend 1 because he thinks I'm gonna spend 0. Let's try that. Okay, very good. So does he play Snare is the question, I guess? Because then I can chill a little bit. With Anemone, I feel like this might be the case. So I'm not gonna go for extra accesses right now, given the fact he's shown that he has these damage cards. Rhyme. So we get some more HP, so we can go back in. Yeah. Single access for now. I don't want to die to a random snare. And he's drawing. Okay, so we know he has Rhyme now. And I can't actually read my notes. I know he has Sadaka. And there's another card I noted that I can't see what it is. Okay, presumably, I mean, I guess this could be Spin Doctor. If he is playing Snare, it could also just be Snare. But if it is Spin Doctor, I really want to clear it out. So I'm going to try that. Mavericks. I guess that's fine. Baz says open the stream for Nova, was not disappointed. Hey, nice to see you. Okay. Am I just throwing this game? Is that what we're doing? So we draw up. So yeah, I don't know the agenda suite. It could be Fuji, I suppose. I don't know why I trashed the Mavericks actually. Yeah, only finding one agenda is fine too. Sadaka is also fine to hit. Yeah. So you can pop the twinning. But like I feel like it's enough with the wake implant. And this means we can farm HQ for wake counters. Yeah, so he pops the twinning. Tattoo is fine, I guess. I think we take the opportunity to farm here. Adrian seems like a good trash. We force the rest on whatever this is. Another anemone. So we have to break that. But long term, it's not a good defense on attitude adjustment. I really hope he doesn't have agendas in archives now. But I guess at least if he does, we know that all the agendas are in R&D. Okay. Okay, so we know attitude adjustment is in hand. That's one thing. And we know that R&D is max. Is not going to cost us more than 7 to get through it. So we can get through it. I guess let's try that. Just dig 4 cards. Yeah, that seems fine. And now the side game again. I think I'll just pay 0 this time. Yeah. Maybe just pay 1 every time. Okay, I'm encountering Anansi. So let's fully break it. Actually, no, it's when an encounter ends. It's not when you pass it. Okay. That would make Anansi very different. I'm wondering, maybe I should draw up before doing this, but I guess screw it. Bacterial. Hermes. We bounce this card. Or do we bounce the eyes in front of it? I think we bounce a card. This could just be value bacterial, or there could actually be punitive. So I feel like I'm going to do one of my signature moves and lose to a punitive here. Leopold says, "Oh yeah, try boomeranging the Sadaka." Well, too late for that, but it had already been trashed by Anemone, unfortunately. It says most agendas will probably be back pro. Now small texts may only find one agenda. True. Maybe best to wait out now before DJ also conjure does threaten it too. Yeah. Okay, so Surveyor indicates it's not a punitive deck. Tatubola. Spin Doctor. Right, so we saw Surveyor. taught to spin, and we're not trashing the spin doctor. So if there were agendas in archives, I feel like those would have been because like bacterial doesn't actually say in on JNet like how it's being resolved, which is kind of stupid. Yeah, so 5 into HQ, 2 back. Oh, whoops. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's an agenda in HQ, like probably the card that was installed. It could not be, but out of 5 cards, and also a bounced one, I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that. And we might as well farm this wake implant while we have the chance. Add 2 adjustments. There we go. Wow. Oh, nice. Four agendas. Holy shit. Yeah, there was no choice, I suppose. I mean, you could take them all into HQ, but yeah, maybe if he had hybrid release, he had a window to score it last turn. Yeah, this is just actually like if you get Hermes and all this stuff rolling, it's quite scary despite you not having an ID ability. Of course, other IDs maybe just do this better, but we can spend influence on a bunch of stuff that we couldn't otherwise afford. So we did get a win with Nova, which is amazing. Barun says staying on brand is important. An important aspect. I don't remember what the context of this comment was. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, that was a nice game with Armin. We're gonna do more of this. Maybe we'll tweak the deck. I'm gonna take a very short break, so I'll be back very, very soon. So see you all in just a little bit. right, welcome back, everybody. I think we can have a quick look at the deck again, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready to change anything at this point. I'm gonna just keep rolling. I'm sure there are improvements that can be made, but didn't feel terrible. So let's just try it again. Oh, we forgot the smiley. It is Christmas, after all. Gotta have the friendly spirit. Yeah, I wonder if there's anything else that wild you could do with this ID. There's like a combination of cards that's really good that you normally can't pull off. I don't think that's the case. It seems like you mostly do what other factions do, but but in a more inconsistent way, which doesn't sound great. But I don't know. There's something cool about the fact that they have to play around all these high impact events. Like playing as a neutral ID, do you ice HQ just because there's a one doof in the deck? That's kind of a big question. To some degree, yeah, the high variance makes it so it's not super clear maybe how you play against it. Probably it because it's not as strong. You just like you play it safe, and then you probably end up doing good, or doing well, if my English is supposed to be correct. Andrea says maybe you talked about it and I missed that, but isn't Hippo a good card? Hippo, yeah, Hippo is a good card. However, it's a bit similar to, actually, I can do a little bit of a rant about this. I can pull up my words list, and not only that, but oh, actually, yeah, this one, and oh, now we actually have an opponent. I'll do the rant on their turn, I suppose. Or after the game, we'll see. So we're up against Ob. This hand seems bad. There's no econ. I guess I'll do the short version, and I can elaborate more if you want. So basically, for Intercontinentals, I had a list where I was trying to get my breakers out as soon as possible, and then I was playing Hippo, because you get your breakers out quickly, and then Hippo helps you chip down ice. But for Worlds, I was playing a list where you don't get your breakers out as early. You rely more on Banker to get you through ice. And then when you have more tricks and you get the breakers out late, the Hippos have limited utility because it takes a while before you can even use them. So I cut the Hippos in that deck, and the logic is kind of similar here. I think it takes quite a while for me to get the rig going, and once it's going, it's also efficient enough that the Hippos don't do much. I guess what I mean is the Hippos... Yeah, like chipping down ice isn't that important if your breaking is really efficient. So Hippo is not a bad card, but I don't think it fits here. Oh my god, I drew both the companions and the twinning. This is actually quite sick. Don't tell me I'm gonna go on a rampage with this deck and just draw these these strip cards every time. Okay, we have Rego, we have Urban. We would really love to see Miss Bones. I guess maybe trashing this regolith worth it? Redraw. Joyride is interesting, but we can't use it right now. So I think we draw Career Fair for twinning and then commission. Yeah, that seems good. Actually, we have no recursion, so it's quite important that we trash the Urban and not losing. No, wait, we have extra sets of breakers, I forgot. We don't need to be that concerned about losing the Carmen. There we go, okay. This feels really kind of comfortable. Boss says you could technically import the Marathon, Ghost Tongue, Debbie Downtown, Pennishaver combo into Nova, although you can only play a single Aeneas Informant, which is a shame. And Kagoscap says, bah, there is no chance of it playing stuff like that. Save it for your own stream. I mean, he's not totally wrong on that. That does sound very cool though, but it only works if you're playing against acid spam, right? Like you can't use it against other decks. Okay, so we're getting Urban here. I can Joyride to... Yeah, I can Joyride. And we have Steel Skin to not die, so we're doing okay, I think. There could be an Azif hiding on the board here. Do we want to see more cards? There's no... I guess there's no harm in that. Sure. Marilyn. SDS, we can't steal it, and for McCary. So Cleaver is our one-off, so we don't want to lose that to Urban. So we could go Cleaver, Gamble, Fermenter, something like that. I could breaking up the Carmen to go to 4 cards, and then I definitely don't die to Azif, I suppose. Unless I'm missing something. I don't like that I'm losing a lot of econ though. Maybe this is a mistake. Yeah, this hurts. Like I would have loved to have liberated and sure gamble. Kind of want Miss Bones now. and there it is. All right, should we just install and trash the excavator? I guess so. So we can get oppoed, but does it matter? It's fine. We can clear the tags. And this charges twinning as well. Oh, right. Yeah, there's this. I suppose we can wait, so we can trash these in the same turn. Yeah, fair enough. We can wait, get rid of them in one go. Siat says you could have died to Server 3 Reaper. Yes, totally. Although I don't, yeah, I normally don't see this decks. Ah, okay, it's above the law and we get Mistbones trashed. Okay, this is sad times for us now. We still have multi-access. We know there's SDS in hand. So it's not over. We could just win by stealing agendas. Which is typically how you win as a runner. Well, we can start by drawing, I guess. Yeah, I want to hit HQ this turn. Although, then I guess I lose the Mamie. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I can chill. Yeah, I think I just chill. Echelon. We don't need it, but we can use it for stealing SDS, I suppose. So at this point, I think we're not gonna trash any assets anymore. All we're trying to do is steal agendas. Oh, Andrea says SDS wasn't drawn, he shuffled with Urban. Okay, yeah, good point. That's me not paying attention. And also I should be full screen. There we go. Going for the score. Okay. So what's the ideal here? Is we pop Diesel. We pop Fermenter. And we get Bravado or something. Actually, we could get Doof too. That would be great. Doof. Yeah. Hermes. So we pop Fermenter. And we raindrops this in case there's border control. Because you could go Turbine first. We have to pop this. Yeah. Yeah, it is hard to make use of Mamie in this deck, and this time we lost Laundry and Sure Gamble, which also hurts our ability to do that. Just buffing the Stavka. I guess if it's double Stavka, we're gonna be sad. do we approach this ice? Because it could be Stavka. Do you play 2 Stavka in this deck? That seems wild. Yeah, I guess we don't know if the Formicary was drawn either. I think I just have to risk it here. Border control. Okay. Okay, so this means SDS can't be scored this turn. Could be Aziv, I suppose. But yeah, I could install Hermes here. Or just install the turbine. Buses, if you don't, you probably lose a program to SDS anyway, right? Yeah, that's true. But Stavka loses us 2 programs. Which would which would be even worse. I have to think here. Like, we can also just go centrals, like install Hermes and go centrals and fish this agenda out of the remote. Running there now is... No, that's 5. And then Stavka would eat programs. Yeah, I think we install Hermes. Oh, I'm really dumb. I forgot about the excavator. So this is gonna get stolen. Scored, I mean. Now we just hope Cleaver doesn't get trashed, because the other ones we can replace. Okay, cool. Can't bounce anything with Hermes, though. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this Mamie is not looking too hot. Yeah, I guess we relax on the... If we can find something to sustain this. Actually, I need to move the list over here so I can see it. We could get emerging creativity as well. Joyride. Did we already play Joyride? I guess so. Yeah. Oh, moshing is nice. Okay. So we can moshing. Get rid of Hannah, the favor. The boomerang is kind of nice, actually. And I don't think we need the echelon. So let's trash that. Ooh, emerging creativity. We have the sentry breaker. What else can we get with this? I mean, do we play it just to not lose the Mamie? Because the Mamie doesn't have a lot of targets anymore. So probably not. So I guess my thinking was flawed from the start, but... I mean, Bravado is still nice here. We probably won't get it. 2 spin doctors trashed. 1 left. So, Bussoy gone. Echelon is gone. Yeah, all the breakers are gone from the deck. So we can't really get anything useful with this except Leech, which is total overkill. So I think we draw and we install the turbine and we let go of the Mamie. I think we have to, but Boomerang helps us get in places, and I'm getting water. All right, so we got eyes everywhere. Yeah, we could just lose to a random Azif. I think I'm gonna try R&D. We lose to Stavka, I suppose. Tithe is fine. Actually, no, we don't want to take the net because we want to keep this Boomerang. So we look at 2. Audacity. Warroid Tracker. What the hell is going on? Okay, that is not what I expected. Audacity. Warroid. Formicary. Okay. Although, I mean, probably these will be shuffled away. I'm going to assume there's an agenda in the remote and that there also is one in HQ. So we can run here without actually losing anything to Afshar. And we'll look at 2 from HQ as well. Oh. Spin Doctor Rest. I guess to try to protect the agendas in HQ. Azif. And we can't bounce anything. Maverus. We trash it. Okay, interesting. Kind of indicates to me that there is another agenda in HQ, but we can't run back, unfortunately. Although it would still just be 1 in 3. So we know there's Audacity Warroid and an unknown card. And actually, yeah, we can still get hit with Audacity here and lose. But there's nothing I can do about it. Because even if I hit an agenda on R&D, that's not game. So we just see if he has it. Could be a 3-pointer as well. Getting a Spin Doctor, so trying to draw into the 3-2 to close this out. Jai says, "Hey, yo, Mr. Bridge." Hey, how's it going? Kagoscap asks, how many programs are left to sack for SDS now? Well, we have Leech in the deck still. And technically, any of our breakers, if we deem them not useful, could be trashed. Right now, we can't really do that. Okay, something installed in the remote. And advanced. So we can be pretty sure that's an agenda. Okay, so this reads to me like it's a 3-2 and he wants to advance Audacity for the win. And I can boomerang the sandstone and cleaver through the border control. And then I would be betting then that there is no more sandstone in the deck, which seems a bit too optimistic. Alternatively, boomerang R&D. Which would likely be a former carry. Yeah, this is not great. I need to hit an agenda out of R&D. To bounce this, and then I could go in and check HQ one time. Sandstone is 3 credits to res. Oh, I mean, it's 1 credit to break, but I only have 1 credit, so I literally can't afford to... Oh, actually, never mind, it doesn't matter, because if I boomerang the sandstone, I pay 1 to go through the border control, pop the boomerang to go through the sandstone. I guess I can just click for a credit, run through these. And that's 1-2. Yeah. I mean, it's a try. But then I'm just hoping that whatever. It's still the fact that if he gets anything that I have to break on this server now, I can't get in. But I can boomerang R&D. But you're right. It's basically clicking for credit here is basically the same as installing the boomerang, except boomerang gets me a twinning counter. Which makes it better. He didn't discard anything last turn either. So I guess if he pops this... Oh, he's not using the border control. Oh, no, he must be. He's just thinking. Okay, so maybe there's no... Maybe there's no good targets with this. Another option is boomerang Afshar. Then go through there, look at 2 cards from HQ. Okay, so it's Afshar. So I'm 1 credit from being able to get in. Yeah, I'm gonna try HQ because he didn't have an opportunity to filter HQ. Like this is an extremely slim chance, but like still, well, actually the chance of bouncing is not that bad. If there is an agenda, I get a 50-50 here. I guess I'll take the net here. Audacity, worried. Okay, I guess I lose. It seems like, yeah, he was not drawing a lot of agendas. Like, you need at least 8 agendas in this deck. Oh. Although if he did draw a 3-2 last turn, he would have scored it. Yeah, he said if I had overclock, I would have won. Yeah, maybe maybe I need to add overclock. Let's look at our deck one more time. Like, it seems to me it's kind of hard to make use of Bankar so far. So I'm not sure Bankar fits. Overclock would be kind of nice. Although, like, it highly depends on just how the game has went so far. This time we lost a lot of the econ cards, and so we ended up super broke. Yeah, it still feels too early. Like, I feel like if you really want to tweak this, you play like a lot of games. So I think I'm going to continue with this list so far. Maybe unless there's some suggestions. But I'm going to take another short break. So I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's yeah, let's host another one. But that last game, yeah, I don't know. I maybe I needed to prioritize getting my econ cards played a lot more, or just getting that urban trash earlier. I think there's probably a few things I could have done better. The above the law was really annoying though. But yeah, it's that one thing that's really fun about this deck is like because you have like one-ups of everything, the games feel more unique. Because now I have Banker in my opening hand, but I don't even feel like I want to use it. Is this a good opener? Mamie is good. Banker is not too bad, but there's no other econ. So I feel like I wonder. This could be like a rush build to last. It could be like the Sokka build to last, which is we just need to set up our rig. I think against that. I'm gonna mulligan because it's a clunky starting hand. Ooh, finally getting the doof. We haven't seen that in all of our all of our 2 games so far. Also, I made some homemade gingerbread cookies yesterday. So I'm having some of those in oat milk to re-energize. Looks like we're getting stream sniped though. You know, the ice on HQ. But it's okay. We draw. Gamble, Mamie, Earthrise seems good. I don't have the will to check this card. Boss says maybe inside job over Bankar. Yeah, maybe. Like that's not a totally wild idea. Because we want more stuff to do with Mamie anyway. So this is probably NGO. So we could Bravado HQ, force the res, find out what the ice is. That allows us to know what breaker to search for so we can doof later, potentially, and also we get enough money to play the Liberated. So I think we Bravado HQ here. Oh, fortunately Winchester doesn't hit anything. A Bravado here would be risky if this is if we had programs installed or if we had hardware installed. Okay, so that's fine. Game of Droid says, good morning from the Midwest. What sort of wild Nova shenanigans are we doing? Good morning to you. We're the most wild thing about this deck is that it is Nova. We're trying to make a strong Nova deck, so it's kind of reg, which means we have Mamie and Paladin for drip, we have Twinning for multi-access and Awake Implant, we have Hermes and Anakim as consoles, pretty normal draw and econ, and we have kind of a flexible breaker package in that we can go like full boss saw cleaver or Actually, you have to go cleaver. That's our only fractor. But for our killers and decoders, we have 2 options each. So you can kind of install what's best for the matchup is the idea. And then we have some tutoring for mutual favor and merchant creativity. Okay. We could logic bomb Doof this turn. That's not too bad. Yeah, and we imported like the nice... Yeah, logic bomb Doof is good. This is a combo that is quite unique to Nova. Okay, never mind. I guess this is not Sokka's build because it plays Roughneck Repair Squad, which is very weird. But it also sucks because we thought we were doing econ denial here. But it's okay. This means probably that we have a lot of time to set up. Diesel gets us to 8 cards and we can install a bunch of stuff. And yeah, do we want Anakim or Hermes in this matchup? I guess Echelon with Turbine is enough to deal with Winchester. And we don't have to decide on the console right now. We have this to get our decoder. Boss says suggest hostiles, I guess. Maybe trebuchets. Yeah, could. Some kind of card that gives you bad pub. Maybe even too big to fail. Okay. They just keep getting money. And I don't know what to do. I guess I just keep setting up. Although, I mean, he saw that I didn't run the last NGO. So maybe this is not NGO. I could install Hana, check it clicklessly. And then that might help against Spin Doctor later as well. Sure. Yeah, it actually was SDS. Wow, okay. So my spidey senses were tingling. And that paid off. Do we die to punitive? Not if we click this, right? We could lose our Mamie again. Draw first. We're okay with trashing a card, I think. Joyride. Yeah, that's fine. It was hard to pull it off this game. Okay, this is gonna be one of those games with like multiple remotes and stuff. Mm. So we could get Buzzsaw here and run. What's the worst that could happen then, is what I'm wondering. And we can run clicklessly too. I think that's fine. So we draw. Oh, actually now we don't have to use this. We could laundry archives the mutual favor for the buzzsaw, which seems better, because then we can use this for turbine. Although I guess border control is annoying. Oh, wait. Yeah, because I was intending to Hannah, and he's being nice. So we Hannah the server, of course. Undo click. Although actually this may lead to, yeah, the Mamie problem again. Oh no, it's an NGO. So he solved that for us. And we can draw last click, I suppose. Yeah, so if there's SDS, maybe it's yeah, well, this is kind of a wild guess. Well, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to play 6 3-point. Oh wait, you could play 6 3-pointers in build to last and have that be everything. I don't think that's what's going on. Okay, so we could go yeah, we could go creativity, Nuka, click Nuka. And I'm doing this first so we don't draw the pieces we want to install. So we get turbine. Because we're not in a hurry to get Hermes, I think. Yeah, so you could go 3 SDS, 3 hostile, and 3 2-pointers, maybe. Or maybe SDS is just like a one-off to round out the agenda suite. Okay, this looks like a lot like another NGO. But I feel obligated to check it because it only cost me a credit. Paladin. I had a feeling there was going to be traps in this deck. Okay, so we got hit by Cerebral. Okay, so this is one of those meme decks that just installs stuff on the board and advances. Okay. Fair enough. So what do we do then? We have 2 core, so we can't keep more than 3 cards. kind of want to charge the twinning, I guess. Can run the spin. Good news is we have Hermes in the deck to potentially bounce traps, and we also just need 4 more points to win the game. And we have all of our rig and all of the econ. And we're not actually forced to check these. Yeah, we want to draw. Yeah, I guess one problem is like, even if our breaking capabilities are really strong, we do run out of money unless we have money tools. A Liberated is gone, for example, already. And we lost the daily cast in this case. Hermes, that's what we were looking for. We could even draw and then rigging up the Hermes. Sure. But yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how good the rigging up and the career fairs are in the deck. They seem kind of fine. Okay, installing another card. Oh, yeah. No, you're right, Kaggle Scalp, that I should have gotten the twinning trigger. I don't think I got it. So yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, this is awkward again. Mamie is a problem. Like this has been a recurring issue, is using Mamie. I could see maybe the Katorga breakout being good for this reason, because you have lots of 1-ups. You may have a big toolbox to choose from. Now we're running out of things that the Mamie can use. But okay, we have a wonderful rig. So what if we just hit? Oh, actually, yeah, we want to be a little careful. Fenris. Yeah, being able to get cards back might be great. Although he gets to choose what we get back. A career fair on Steve. Seems good. And we can still get the twinning counter after we get the Steve trigger. Or it's fortunately very cheap to break. All right. Um, we might want to see an extra card here. Have him choose between Gamble and Bravado, so we can make use of all the credits here. But I guess at that point, Paladin might overcharge. Although, small price to pay for an agenda, I think, yeah. Send a message. Great. We can bounce the card that was just installed. Oh, we access snare. That's kind of nasty. So there is Trebuchet, like Ba was talking about. And okay, so snare means we lose the boomerang, we lose the bravado that we were going to use to not lose our Mamie. But we can pop the Hannah to get rid of the tag, and maybe on the extra clicks draw into something nice. Yeah, I was actually thinking about snare as I was running here, so Steve would get me the third card, because in this kind of deck, you never know what kind of shenanigans they're on. Installing Fermenter here is not too bad. So if there's Punitive, we die anyway, so no need to play around that. I guess Angelique is a card that we could die to. Angelique. Yeah, so let's not go down to 0 cards. I guess we're gonna lose, although like then we lose the ability to charge the twinning completely. So what do we do? That's a tough spot. But I guess as long as we don't randomly die here, we might be okay. No, the Paladin can trash the Mamie. That's how you do it. Wait, when your turn ends. Yeah, I do close prompt on this one because I'm supposed to get to choose the order. They trigger at the same time, so I trash the Mamie, then we get to keep the Paladin, and then we can keep charging. Although in retrospect, I mean, the Steve maybe only gets us like 1 trigger, which is not amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure we have enough stuff to keep this Paladin alive. Let's check our list, actually. There's a Wake implant. There's... Yeah, Miss Bones doesn't work. Maybe Earthrise? Yeah, so we could play the Steelskin and hope to get the right cards. Wake Implant, okay. So Fermenter, Wake Implant. So then maybe we get to get 1 more twinning counter. We only need to see 1 more agenda to win this game. And any game we win with Nova is a big moral victory. Okay, new card installed. Do we dare to check it? The thing is now, if we get hit by SDS, we can just lose on the spot. Because Carmen is gone. We only have backup for the boss saw. So if we run this and it's not... well, if we don't run and it says yes, it's bad. Strike Fund. Fleming wants to run it. Yeah, we can run it, I suppose. What's the worst that could happen? If we hit... Maybe the plan is just Cerebral, us down to 1 card, and then you use Angelique to do the rest of the damage. That seems like the plan. All right, let's run it as promised. Very good. He has the 6th sense, Fleming. Holy shit. Oh, so there's no plan. It's just hope we hit enough traps and run out of cards or something. Huh. Okay. All right, cool. So we did get another win. I want to get rid of the banker, I think. It seems really hard to make use of. Might be a mistake, but let's do that. Because I've never wanted to install banker in these games. So we could go Inside Job, we could go Overclock. Build Script is kind of nice. Buy a Bands is another card that's not too bad. Yeah, Buy a Bands is... Do we want something like Shezva for the central runs? Is another question. Let's see. Yeah, so Overclock, Carpe Diem, Inside Job, those are all considerations in my mind. Inside Job seems... Let's try Inside Job. That's a fun card. Makes it hard to rush out. Could still be useful later in the game, potentially, with the twinning. Or actually, how useful is Buy a Bands here? Maybe not so useful. Okay, let's keep the rest as it is for now. I feel like, yeah, I don't think Banker has enough support in the deck. Like, there's only 1 Raindrops, only 1 Steel Skin, and we're 40 card deck, so we run out of cards pretty quickly. So this is Chaotic Neutral 2.0. And there we go. We did pull off the Logic Bomb Doof combo, which was pretty sweet. 91 influence. Impressive. Kagglescab says he installed the Cerebral and Snare that got bounced. 3rd time is always the agenda. Well, technically we don't know if he installed the Snare, but that's what I expected to. Sorry, that's what I assumed as well. Well, Well, I guess I'll keep that in mind if I ever play a trap deck against you. I'll make sure the third time is the trap, you know? But then you know that I know that. So maybe it turns into a side game once again. I can add a Santa hat to the smiley? How do I do that? Oh, like that. Oh. I guess it's too late. too late for that. That opportunity, we've lost it, and it's not coming back. Who are these people dodging us? We have Wiconometry here. Just join. This might be the last game of today, but but this is something I'm interested in, like refining. We get to the quote unquote ultimate version of this kind of deck. Would be kind of fun to see what that is. I don't think we're that far off, but potentially, you know, there's some more tweaking to be done here. This is not a good start hand. Let's mold that. It's a bit better. We can courier for the classic, get the filtering going from the start. You play against Nova and someone tells you, "Hey, I'm trying some weird stuff." It's like you're among friends, you know? Like this is not a serious build. Come on. I mean, it's as serious as it gets with Nova, I suppose. Okay. PE. So we gotta watch out, not let our breakers get sniped. We probably don't check like right away. And cards like Doof are amazing here. If it's an asset style, if it's an asset style PE, then this bones is good. Okay, so we can go down to 4, install the classic and this, but we can draw first. Oh, we got the Doof. But now I don't want to do it because then I have to discard. I mean, I guess we could wait for a little bit because like these could be assets that get rest and they could be a waste of the Doof. So I'm gonna try this. But yeah, if we get Doof next turn, that would be amazing. Okay, Rashida. We need to, you know, start a petition for Nisei to bring back the restricted list so that we can have DreamNet with this neutral ID. Like, come on, it's struggling so badly. It obviously needs a bit of a buff, and DreamNet should be that buff. Or like even like an unbanned list that's like you're allowed to play this banned card, but only if you play this ID. just to give us a little bit of a break. All the Nova players out there, we're sad, and we need help. Ooh, not icing HQ against criminal. I mean, neutral. Classic mistake. Okay. So seems like a great opportunity to doof. So we're gonna doof. And then we're going to play 2 more cards. I guess one of which is going to be Carmen. That allows us to face check ice against PE. And gamble. Not a bad start. Boss says, I reckon just allow Nova Ampere to ignore the ban list. Yeah. Yeah, that might actually not be a problem. Although, of course, if you do that, then if there's like a really problematic card, then it kind of bypasses your only means of balancing it. So I don't think they would ever do that, because then they shoot themselves in the foot, because they have no means of like balancing those IDs then. I still don't think it would probably ever be broken, but yeah, who knows. Yeah, I still like the idea of a restricted list. I thought the argument that getting rid of, I thought the argument that it was too complicated didn't, like, for new players, didn't make a whole lot of sense, because like as a new player, do you really need to jump straight into you know, the minutia of the ban list and stuff? Like, aren't you playing with some starter decks and then kind of slowly getting introduced to things? I don't know. And the restricted list allowed them to be more precise. I understand like the want to have like a more clean list, this easier to follow. So I do agree that it's cleaner, but it does mean there are a lot of cases where decks get hurt just because another deck is doing something. Okay, so this is kind of looking like a Regenesis build to me. Maybe we're gonna get hit by like a billion Nightmare Archives here. Yeah, this is awkward. I don't want to let a Regenesis score happen. That's my problem. All right, let's play around with the Regenesis score. We still don't know what server 1 is. Boss says, for what it's worth, I liked the restricted list. Building around a unicorn was fun. Yeah, I thought so too. I think a lot of people kind of liked it. But that's just my gut feeling. I don't actually know. Okay, so we didn't die here, which is great news. Miss Bones, Leech. So the Miss Bones probably not important here. So we go twinning Leech, get a twinning counter. I guess if this is seamless Fuji, I could just die, which would be sad. No need for me to take that risk, but I'm just gonna pray that it isn't. And I guess if it is now, that would be a funny moment for stream. Okay, it wasn't, and we lost the strike fund, so we gain money. Oh, whoops. Mushin Advance says, do you think a new restricted list would be bringing banned cards back into the game or restricting cards in the current pool? I guess if you brought it back, it might be doing both. I personally, I just think of it as a way to like keep cards. I guess mainly it would keep banned cards around, but only in certain contexts. Like, you can't use this card in combination with this card. But then some cards are banned just because I mean, they're just outright broken, so it doesn't make sense to put them on the restricted list. Like, endurance would be played regardless of what you pair it with. So it wouldn't really work as a way to control certain cards. The Waking Plant, I guess not. Or no, I guess not. But yeah, ideally it would be used to just to bring back cards that kind of aren't broken, but you're trying to fix a certain problem with it. Although, I mean, in the case of like DreamNet, you could argue that the card is broken if the identity is digital, and it's just kind of a clumsy way to buff to buff certain identities. Like it buffed Sunny because they added the 2 link clause. It buffed Apex, and they knew that that was fine because, I mean, Apex and Sunny sorely needed some kind of boost. But this was a very brute force way of doing it. But then there was also Hoshiko, which is a digital Anarch ID, or it can be. So then it was very reasonable in like most runners, but not in Hoshiko. I mean, it wasn't. I would argue that it wasn't super duper crazy, but it was a really good card. So yeah. Don't bring back healing. I agree. Killing wasn't a balance, or yeah, I think that was not a balance ban, and I was always saying that it shouldn't be banned because of balance reasons. There wasn't really a balance reason to ban killing. It was simply a design ban, because you don't want games to revolve just around can you trash one asset in a remote that's then installed repeatedly over and over. It's kind of just not fun gameplay. Although, if you want to play devil's advocate, you could argue that you could argue that if you manage to trash the first killing, then you probably bought enough time to close out the game. I don't know how true that is, though. Vibes based ban, yeah. I mean, they've done those before, and I don't think that that's a bad approach. Like they did. They banned Gold Farmer from GameNet, and you could say that Gold Farmer was a broken card, and I might agree with you. But the GameNet decks were not nerfed because they were broken. They were nerfed because they thought the games took too long and they were boring to watch. that was actually what they said when they banned Gold Farmer. So yeah, like we have bans that are made not because of balance reasons. Like it happens. Maybe there's other examples that I can't think of right now, but it does happen. Oh, let me get some more water. Okay, what are we doing now? Like, I have no idea what this deck is doing, and I'm scared to like run anything. I mean, so far, not a lot is being threatened, so I guess I'm sort of fine with just drawing more and playing my cards. I don't think I need Hannah. All these cards look really good right now. So I could go Unity. It could be credit liberated commission. That doesn't seem too bad. On the topic of not losing our econ cards, this can't get above the law when we're playing against PE, so that's nice. I could definitely see Mushin advances. I could definitely see a harsh stream net restriction being reasonable. I wouldn't mind seeing Formicare restricted from Stegodon or Manning Arm either. Yeah, although to be fair, Formicary wouldn't have that much of a reason to exist otherwise. But yeah, that's fair. But those decks, like, unless those decks really start tearing it up, I don't think we will ever see that anything done about it. Which is kind of fair. Like, if it's not really destroying the meta, then it's okay. Kagoscap says, I think that is fun. It seems like very few people enjoy the killing games. Get rid of the card. Run an R&D, win off singles, get it over with. Technically the perfect PE deck then. So to go Kagoscap, again, to play devil's advocate, like, there will often be situations in card games where there's like a card that maybe a lot of the people don't like, but there's I don't know, like they yeah, but there may be players who really enjoy that style, and I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess it is fair to ban it if enough. Oh, I'm just moneying up right now. If enough people don't like it, I guess it's fair. But there can sometimes be a tendency to be like, as soon as people don't like a card, it kind of gets like snap banned, even though there's plenty of people who do enjoy it, and there's like might be more intricacy to the play than or like the play around it than the card is given credit for. Okay, Rashida. Oh, I've been way too focused on chatting because like I feel like a Regenesis score is coming, but I guess not because Rashida was just popped. So this deck is very thin on ice. I guess it's very heavy on traps. So we might not need to install this turbine. We maybe should only be concerned about hit points right now. So I could do something like, if there's no ice on R&D, we can joyride R&D and get the extra accesses with the twinning. And then we get up to an amount of cards where we are okay with maybe multi-accessing a bit versus PE. Okay, here we go. House of Knives is scary though. Makes it hard to make a lot of runs in one turn. We also have Nuka to draw back up, which helps. So we do have some nice tools. I feel like Joyride low-key was a really good include. Kazakhstan says, but was that really the case with killing? No, I don't think it was. So I'm totally okay with it getting banned. Mindscaping, Diviner, Conjin. Yeah, I guess we check archives. Oh, I might just die if I check archives, actually. How do we do this? Like, we don't need... We could just keep all these 9 cards. Like, if this is Fuji, that's 3, 4 with this. Could be a bunch of stings. I don't know. I feel committed, so I'm gonna go check. So if I take a House of Knives, I go down to 8. Well, there's Spin Doctor too. Yeah, I could die here. If there's like Fuji and... But there needs to be a lot. I think 3 stings are needed for me to die. So I don't think this is that risky of a play. Because Fuji is 3 damage. Each sting would be 2. Actually, you only need 2 stings, I guess. But Spin Doctor being popped, so I suppose it's not game. So if let's see, yeah, 2 stings and a Fuji plus the House of Knives. That's 8 damage. And then if you just have one more 1-pointer. No, wait. I have 9 cards. Never mind. Yeah, it needs to be... Yeah, it needs to be 3 stings. So this was pretty much a safe play. Yeah, so about killing, like... no, I at least in the meta before it was banned, to me, Keeling was mainly just like a rush thing, where you rush behind a Keeling, and then you essentially hope that the runner doesn't have enough time to win the game from there. I guess we try to check HQ while we have so many cards in hand. Send a message though, and House of Knives in a PE. That is pretty wild. Or am I just setting myself up for a loss then? I mean, it could still be well, it could be the Fuji kill plan. What else is in there? It could be the Fuji kill plan. And we could stop that by installing Anikam. So Anikam Earthrise. And then we discard 1 card. So Fuji score plus Neuro. Neurospike is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's fine, I suppose. Get rid of this one. Then we have pretty good odds of surviving the Fuji score, because we have 2 events. So they would need to hit all the wrong cards. And the Earthrise sets us up for being able to run more on the coming turns. Now, I should have taken notes on what I saw in R&D. I didn't, so I don't know what's there. I think I saw Mindscaping and something else. Kaggleskep says Galar says bravado the remotes. That's a pretty wild play. I'm sort of. This looks like one of those lists that plays like both Ben Musashi and the new one. What is she called? The other upgrade that makes you like shuffle back cards to steal. So they use that to like make it really hard to steal anything from the remote. Kagoscup says, I spent November in Tokyo playing very relaxed Netrunner with a local group. The most fun was playing Reboot, Precon decks, and Frankfurt Strange decks. Can you? Oh, Reboot is the format with the old cards, but they changed the text, right? Ooh, they're scoring the. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't need the echelon, so I can put that on the bottom. Oh yeah, Daniela. Yeah. Thank you, Ba. Okay, so it is Fuji. Yeah, when I was, it's true. It's true. When with 9 cards in hand, I can maybe afford to just bravado the remote. I might be playing like super cautious because there is the potential of like anemone, anemone, or some crazy stuff like that. But that's a bit pessimistic. Basically, if I don't have to take the risk of running here, I'm trying to avoid it. Okay, so we could get cards back with Steve. Although yeah, I think getting cards back with Steve is good. But we can use Nuka first. So I kind of want to dive into HQ here. We have Steelskin too. Should be pretty safe. So we bravado HQ instead. So we have Anikam plus Steve plus Steelskin. Hard to kill us right now. So maybe gonna have to do the precise calculations, but it might be safe to go for a. Actually, now Snare can't be activated. What do we want to save? The only useful cards here are Boomerang and Logic Bomb. So Boomerang on top. Can break this for basically nothing. And okay. So Steve is going to get us 1 card back. Puts us at 5. If we take damage and draw with Anakam, it's like we have 6. So stealing. Yeah, actually everything is fine, because if we steal 2 agendas, we win. Okay. So, what do we get back? Joyride, is that any good? No. Oh, using the House of Knives. Fair enough. Okay. I still think it's not possible to die here. Especially giving the impression of I have of the agenda suite. Let's go like Strike Fund and Sure Gamble or something. But let's think it through again before we use the twinning. So we get 5 cards. Snare cannot be used. So I could hit Sting. Sting. No, that's still. I guess, yeah. No, Sting, Sting, Sting is still fine. Snare is not possible. Yeah, it's just something I'm not considering here. I feel like this is just safe. Okay, let's... Yeah, Fuji. Because another Fuji is fine. Anemone, Punitive. Yeah, Punitive is not happening. Well, I could even... Like, he's not gonna get up to that amount of cards, right? You would have to install double advance to threaten the score, and then it's telegraphed. So I can just draw here. I don't even think I need to draw. I don't think there's a way that I can get Punitive here. Okay, let's draw. I think I've seen one of the cards on top of R&D, so we can twinning it next turn, I suppose. Oh, Kagoscabi are also gonna have to explain what Frankfurt strange decks are. He says, "Hi, I highly recommend Reboot, and yes, rebalanced all cards. Cool. Yeah, that might be really fun. It looks pretty fun. It's just like I would like to have them. I mean, non-proxied, but proxying is fine, I suppose. All of these cards are cards I don't need, I guess. Start by running this bait remote, I guess. Let's see if it is bait. No, it's Spin Doctor. To shuffle back the agenda. And then we run into R&D to steal said agenda. Sounds smart. So it is Ben. Sure, that's fine. Tatubola. I guess I can install Boomerang to get the twinning counter. Put it on a random card. Or just the data loop, because then I know I can get it back. Sure, that makes sense. It's one of those awkward positions where it's like, you're in a good position, but you can still throw it because you're up against PE. Oh, again, I didn't take notes on the cards we saw. Oh yeah, it was something Tatubola. So there's still 2 Tatubolos. And we don't need these cards. So I guess it's still a fine idea to run HQ here. We get the Steve trigger. Yeah. A lot of new cards were drawn. I guess Hermes is something maybe we want to keep for later. No, it doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm talking about. If either one of us scores from here, then they've already won the game. I guess anything goes. I'm just gonna let go of the Mamie. Ben, that's fine. Angelique, that's not fine. Oh, that's what you use your influence on. Okay, get the hell out of here. I'm gonna check archives because this seems like a sneaky archives play. To get rid of all those agendas you just drew. Oh yeah, Ben was on top. Yeah, there is this thing. Okay, so there is Sting somehow. Maybe it's only 4 3-pointers. And we did get the win. So 3 out of 4 wins with Nova. Needs a nerf. Maybe we can... I don't know. I don't know what you banned to nerf Nova, actually. Ban Doof? So there could be Daniela, Angelique, and Ben, which would be funny. You kind of want like a Tranquility home grid at that point, so you can like get money. And you can code replicator on the data loop, I suppose. Yeah, you have House of Knives and Fuji. That makes sense. Like 3 Fuji, 3 House of Knives. Then you kind of want 3 Sting too because you're PE. Then there's 1 Send a Message, at least. So there's 2 more points to account for. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you would... Yeah, yeah. The biggest problem with his deck seems to be that it's very low on money. In RH, of course, you get the extra drip. You have the bacterial programming combo to get your digital life. I mean, you could play bacterial in your digital life if you want to play punitive, but then you're essentially the RH deck, I suppose. So Trank could get you cash every turn if you're installing all those upgrades anyway. I don't know. Then you probably have to cut the data loop. But yeah, the ice, both of course you in order to get a money lead, or sorry, in order to use punitive, you need some kind of a money lead. Yeah, it was a cool game. Yeah, it could be something fun to do there with the upgrade spam, perhaps. Um, so what are people saying? Musashi, you got a full joyride value, must be banned. Joyride. Yes, yes. Um, Boss says, did we see any newer Sparks? Deck seems perfect for them. Um, no, we did not see any during that game. I was worried about them, but maybe you can't fit it in that list because you're already playing so much other stuff. There's like a lot of upgrades. Um, there's even punitive. You play a lot of agendas too. Um, yeah, a bit. I guess pretty light on ice, so that's how you get all those slots. Um, but yeah, I think the Neurospike combo isn't that bad. Like you can play seamless with Neurospike, and it's pretty decent. But then again, maybe that's just better in Asmari because you can play re-education. Uh, the main difference, I guess, is that if you steal the Fuji, you get you still take damage, so the core pass potentially a way to punish you for that. Whereas if the re-education gets stolen, then you get nothing. Um, all right. I guess that's it for today. Unless anyone has a question or something, that's going to be the end of this. I'm going to call this my Christmas stream, even though there was barely a Christmas theme beyond the Christmas hats on me and Elizabeth Mills in the pause menu. What am I talking about? The pause screen. So I'll just wait for like a minute or so. But it was fun. It was fun trying Nova. And I guess for those who didn't see the list, this was the list I was playing in the end. And you can tweak this, I think. There's probably a lot of options that we didn't consider on this stream. I don't see the final list for Nova being substantially different from this though, because you're just kind of limited in your options. Even though when you look at the ID, it seems like you're very free, because it's hard to fill your deck out with one-offs. You end up, I think, there's some patterns that you end up falling into, like going for the drip makes total sense. The twinning makes total sense. A lot of the draw and money is just no-brainer stuff. There's some debate about what you would do for the breakers, and the consoles. You could make arguments there too. Maybe you want to play consoles that give you 2 memory so that you have room for more stuff in your rig. Maybe you could fit Shazva in there. Maybe Botulus. Like maybe you don't need the turbine. So there's a little bit of room for experimentation, but you can't stray super far, I guess. But yeah, it's I guess at least like half of the slots are like must-haves. It seems like, but still, if that's true, that would leave you with 20 slots to play around with. My feeling is that it's closer to like 30. But yeah. All right. No, I guess no questions for today. So thanks for watching. It was fun doing some neutral runner. Yeah. Not sure when I'll be back. I might play the CBI. I'm not sure yet, and then I might stream it. I'm not sure about that either. But yeah, if there's any questions or suggestions, you can leave them in the comments, and I will respond. And yeah, thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody if I don't see you before then.